Let's go head-to-heads. Let's really get some serious stuff down here because we got beat up on head-to-heads.
Yep.
We're just going to run right through them before we run the predictor. Okay, Blaney versus Bush. I'm taking Bush. Busher versus Chastain.
Busher.
I'm taking Busher against Chastain. I'm taking
Hamlin.
I think Hamlin's going to be faster, but I'm taking Byron to finish higher.
Why is that?
Well, because Hamlin had a winning car the last 2 weeks and can't seem to do it. So I just don't see it. Truex versus Busher, I'm taking Busher. Bell versus Keselowski, I'm taking Bell. Where do we want to start? Let's start Blaney Bush. Professor, you're already going to tell me Blaney. Just in the predictor alone, I know it's Blaney.
It's Blaney.
By how much?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
All right, Busher versus Chastain.
Ooh. This is barely Busher.
And he's trending up. Byron versus Hamlin. Before you give us an answer, tell me how many years you're looking at.
I'm looking at the last 3 playoff races at Bristol.
I'm saying the numbers are 2-1 Byron over Hamlin.
You're correct.
Yep.
And then you're not letting me look at short tracks, right? So in that
Nope.
Okay. Fair.
I like Byron over Hamlin anyway, just for a lot of reasons.
I like it the other way. Yep.
Dinner?
You owe me $10 from last week. I forget what it was, but $10. Oh yeah. No, we had a Jones. I gave Stevie a bunch of juice.
Live during the race, I said, no, it wasn't Jones. It was
Brandon Jones.
Oh yeah, it was Brandon. So here's what happened. I was feeling bad for my man Burdett. They showed up pretty fast, and I'm like trying to will it to happen. I'm like, man, I think the 9's gonna win. And then something happened. Long story short, Big Mouth over here says, I'll give you 10-1. And I said, sure. This is like with 50 to go in the race. Because in the end, I knew Hunter was better, but all it took was a flat tire, and I was going to turn my little $10 bill into a Mr. C-note, a dually, a sawbuck from my man Professor, but it didn't happen, so I owe $10. Football is back in full swing with another week of epic games. And who's got you covered on the action for every single one of them? DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet $5 on football and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Get in on the NFL Week 2 action with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use code DMD to sign up. New customers can bet just $5 and take home $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code DMD. The crown is yours. How'd your matchups do last week? How's the tool working for the group bets?
0 for 3.
Well, that Bubba one sucked.
Yeah, that predictor, I don't know, must have been hungover or something.
What else do we want to talk about? Truex versus Busher? The number's got to be Busher.
What about Hamlin over and Larson?
Well, the numbers are going to say Larson.
That's correct. What about Bell and Keselowski? I like that one.
Bell's going to be way faster, and Keselowski could grind out a finish. That is a good one to discuss. What do you got?
Do you trust Christopher Bell's pit crew right now?
Yeah. Want to talk about those numbers?
You want to talk about them apples? Let's talk about them apples.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. The 54, Ty Gibbs, had the third best pit crew on pit road. Rolling. Spectacular. Misses the playoffs. Christopher Bell's pit crew was, we'll say, very nicely subpar. So they swapped pit crews. So now, since the same guys that were rolling on the 54 moved to Bell, and I don't know if the fire suits are too tight or what happens over there on the 20 car, but those guys have gone now to the 25th place pit crew.
Wow.
Right, Professor?
Those are the correct numbers.
And and here's the thing. I like everyone on pit road. This is not a personal attack, but guess what? This isn't intramural football. This is professional damn sports. I don't care how nice you are. Don't care what you should do. Don't care what you could do. If it was could or shoulds, Chop would be retired last week because all the bets were supposed to win. They didn't. Like, you got to show up. You got to do it. You got to do it in the playoffs. And now Bell has not just done it. He put him on display. He's put him a pit stall 1 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row.
You know what the real kick in the shorts is? That the 54 crew now, which was Bell's, was the 8th best in the last 2 races.
Do they switch back?
Yeah. Would you ever switch them back, or is that too much?
That's too much.
Well, why? This isn't about hurt feelings or anything. Like his playoff.
I think.
But their feelings are hurt.
Okay, but you just said this isn't intramural. If his playoff life is on the line and this pit
Yeah, but
crew-
I'm Dion in this certain situation. These guys are not. These guys are the other athletes. I'm giving you the Dion pep talk. They don't have Hunter. They had Hunter, they'd have 9-second pit stops. So the interesting conversation is this is true, right? Field goals are easy to kick in practice. Free throws are easy to make in an empty gym. Is it pitting the 54 car off the radar versus, Bell put you on display, man. You're pit stall 1 in the playoffs. Like Chopper and I, our golf games stink regardless of what's on the line. It doesn't go up or down with how much money's on the putt, so it's pretty predictable. But there are other people we golf with that you can just press them into oblivion. They can't putt. So I wonder if that's what it's. You know what I'm saying, Chop? It's got to be something to do with that.
It has to be. You can't be that good all year and then cough it up like that. I think switching it back now gives them, the guys that got switched out, gives them the confidence, okay.
That's some Animal House double secret probation, though. Mr. Blutowski 0.0. This is like some damn, I'm going to tell you.
That's why we're getting here.
This is some damn, what's the basketball movie with Will Ferrell? That's what this is. This is some creative coaching.
What was it?
Semi-pro
Yeah.
Semi-pro.
with Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon.
If they don't get much faster, they are going to be semi-pro.
Give me a McDowell and Stenhouse.
Ooh. Big and deep.
Well,
That's a great one.
What do you think? McDowell. McDowell it is.
Chop, that is a great matchup this week. I give the books credit. They find some good ones.
So it's McDowell at Bristol, but for the season, Stenhouse is crushing them.
I would take Stenhouse in this, and this is why, because McDowell is Hail Mary. His crew chief, Travis Peterson, is a Hail Mary thrower. So for their situation, follow me, Chop. I think Stenhouse at 22 points, how many Hail Marys can he throw? And he's in a little bit of an awkward spot, and I think a couple guys might have trouble, which would, put a little cheese on where you might want to just try to have a good day, where I think McDowell is purely throwing Hail Marys with Travis Peterson. For that reason, I would take Stenhouse.